Hello, how's everyone doing? And this is Derek. This is Cherry Blossom CBD. Just coming back to you with a live one. It's been a while since we've done actually anything like on Facebook Live. Probably since about last year. We were doing what was it? What was that series called? And then we were doing not What the Hemp Wednesday, Hemp Fact Fridays. So in a way, we're sort of revitalizing that in a sense. So we've been doing Friday with friends for a few months now, and it's getting to be like vacation season, and people are kind of not really interested in getting locked into commitments as much during July and August as they are in other parts of the year. So we thought we'd just throw some interesting content out there, get a little education, and answer some questions that people have really been asking us. And that is about terpenes. So what we're going to do, we're going to take the next couple of weeks and talk about different terpenes. Today we're just going to be in kind of an introduction, like what terpenes are and how they benefit the body. And then it's not going to be long. We're probably going to be about 5 minutes at a time. Not keeping you too busy on a Friday, a summer Friday. But so let's get started. Today, we get a lot of questions, and I think most people are familiar with cannabinoids and they understand what that is now. That the major was THC and CBD, but now even some of the minor ones like CBA, CBNs, CBGs, and now the Delta 8s, Delta 9s, and things like that. So what people say, well, what are these terpenes that everyone's talking about? And how are they related to my experience, to whatever I'm taking, whether it be something that's THC or CBD heavy. And we're just going to spend a couple minutes and just kind of talk about that today. So terpenes are basically the natural oils found in plants, and not just cannabis plants, but all plants have terpenes. And they emit distinct aromas and flavors. And generally, you ask yourself, like, why does this person prefer, I don't know, this particular strain of hemp or this particular strain of hemp? And usually, or MMJ, and usually it is the terpenes that kind of decide, it's like, well, this person always kind of steers towards this. And maybe it's that person's endocannabinoid system asking, for certain things, like, look, like the body's needing this. And maybe it is something that the person is trying to solve, cure, help, assist with, and maybe it's just a preference and a feeling. And so there's about 13 or 12 to 15 different cannabis terpenes that specifically apply to cannabis plants. And we'll kind of go through those in the coming weeks, but we just kind of, again, we want to kind of touch on, like, what are they and what are they doing? So they're natural oils. They're found in the cannabis plants. And terpenes are secreted in the flower sticky resins called trichomes. And trichomes have resin glands that produce terpenes as well as cannabinoids. And there's a myriad of these, going on inside of one plant. Sometimes if you ever seen like a terpene profile, you go and get maybe like a concentrate and it tells you like what's in there. And you won't just see one terpene. You might see like myrcene or myrcene, linalool, limonene, pinene. So all these different, flavors, there's more of them, phytol, and so things like that. So I know that sounds kind of like, what are these different words he's throwing at me? But those are the different cannabinoid terpenes. And what they're doing is they're intermingling with your endocannabinoid system. And that endocannabinoid system is common to all mammals. And you have one, I have one, your dog has one, your cat has one, anything that's walking around with fur, and heartbeat has one. So this endocannabinoid system, like all the other body systems that you have, is really craving this cannabinoids that come from plants. So, and the terpenes that work with them, and these terpenes are sort of working like the minor cannabinoids. They're not like as big and potent and impactful as, say, THC or CBD, but they are kind of working in conjunction. You have receptors within your endocannabinoid system, CB1 and CB2 receptors. And the CB1 receptor is kind of like the controls sort of what's happening here, some of the psychoactive, and the CB2 receptor is kind of a periphery, but it also helps manage and maintain what's happening like in the gut and other parts of the area, the gastrointestinal and things like that. Technically, terpenes, as they differ from cannabinoids, terpenes are hydrocarbons. And they're aromatic compounds found in specific in plants, specifically, as we're talking here, cannabis trichomes, as it pertains to MMJ, and they really kind of, just like the cannabinoids, they help deter, kind of like a protection mechanism for the plant, so they'll emit off scents that other predators don't like, maybe, other herbivores don't really care for it, kind of steer them to something else. But in humans and in mammals, these same, those are terpenes, the cannabinoids, or they're phytocannabinoids as we call them. They're chemical compounds produced by certain plants. And these ones by, of course, cannabinoids, cannabis plants produce cannabinoids that are designed to help these plants, but it's really helping us as a byproduct. So I'm not sure if, it's kind of short and brief. It doesn't really kind of go into a tremendous amount of detail, but what we can say is that terpenes act similar to minor cannabinoids in that they're offering specific therapeutic benefits to your endocannabinoid system. For example, some are better for countering the negative effects of, say, anxiety, some for sedation, some are antioxidant rich, some are better for inflammation, some for more pain relief. Some are antifungal. So all these things kind of come on, depends on what either you want or what your body's asking for. Those terpenes are there. So and for a different example, they're naturally occurring in the plant. But what happens when we process this plant into some sort of extract? Now, the purpose of, I have to believe, part of the main focus or the intention of extracting is to lock in terpenes. They're terpenes when they're fresh, and they're kind of terpenoids. Once they have been cured, they change just like anything else. You pull it off the vine or you pull it out the tree, and it starts to change and deteriorate. So those terpenes aren't there and as fresh as they are early on as they may be a little bit later. So processing it kind of locks those in, but it also it locks in that flavor. So every time that you get, one of your favorite strains, you could find that every single time in an extract, so you go and it's okay, well, I know what terpenes are working for me. I know what I'm looking for. I go, I pick it up, and now I have this consistent product that I can get these terpenes in this concentration pretty consistently, or I like this flavor and I can get this pretty consistently. So that is why they're there, at least for cannabinoid relief. So next week, we're going to kind of go into some of the specifics, and then we're going to take one a week. We'll probably talk about myrcene next week, which is really honestly looked at as like the mother of terpenes, and kind of go around the terpene chart from there week by week. So that's it for today. We just want to give you a little snippet of information. That's what all these are going to be for the next couple of weeks. Probably we'll start doing some interviews back when the fall comes in, probably like September. But until then, we're just going to be dropping some knowledge on you and talking a little bit about some of these things that people don't quite understand, trying to connect some of these dots for people. That's it for today. I'm Derek with Cherry Blossom CBD. We'll see you next week with What the Hemp Wednesday. And again, Friday, we'll be talking about myrcene. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time and attention. If you have any questions, comments, please put those in the comment section. But in the meantime, like, subscribe, share, and get this out to all your friends and family. All right. Thank you very much, and we'll see you soon. Bye.